Let's get into our number one top overall first baseman, scoutthestatline.com. Bats and stats, Ross Jensen, Brian Shanks, bringing it to you. Let's get intense. Let's rock and roll. Nolan Schanuel. Schanuel.
Not quite sure how to say that name.
That's why I did the build up, because I was trying to hide it, but behind it's Nolan Schanuel. Nolan Schanuel. Yeah, Nolan Schanuel is a Los Angeles Angel. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. He's 21 years old. He was born February 14th. We got a lot of February birthdays. I got to mention this. This is 8 February birthdays that I've talked about tonight. So February 14th, 2002, in Boca Raton, Florida. Drafted 2023 Los Angeles Angels, round 1, pick 11 overall, out of College of Florida Atlantic. The reason that I said February is it's my birthday as well. Let's go into the other stats. He's got 2023 stats of, he's only got 74 at-bats. In 74 at-bats, he played for the rookie level, the A level, and the double A level. So we're really blowing through things. 250 in rookie A, 833. So he got 5 hits and 6 at bats, and then he got 60 at bats in double A. 20 hits, 333, on base 474, slugged 467, on base plus slugging 941 with 3 doubles, 1 home run, 1 stolen base. College stats. What do you got on his college stats, Ross?
Okay, so overall in college, he was a 386 hitter with a 516 OBP and a 698 slugging percentage. Good for a 1215 OPS.
Good God.
His last year, he hit 19 home runs, and he walked, get this, 71 times, while striking out 14. Almost had a 1,500 OPS. Almost a 1,500 OPS. Now, granted, he was at Florida Atlantic, which is a pretty small school.
We're not. What are they
like
in?
The major.
I'm looking it up right now. What are they in baseball?
They're in Conference USA.
Okay, I thought it was Atlantic Sun for some reason. Okay.
Now, Conference USA, I think they moved there a few years back anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so Nolan Schanuel is a controversial figure for us. I ranked him pretty aggressively on the strength of, well, he was hitting really well. He's got this great track record in the minor leagues, and then he was boosted by the Angels into the major leagues right away. So I boosted him into my top 30 for prospects, I think into the top 25 maybe, and was listing him as one of my top first base prospects. And I got some criticism over this. Like, it blows me away some of the things that I get criticism over. And the criticism was Schanuel, like, you have him ranked too high. He swings a wet noodle. Like, he's not going to make it. And this blows me away because he's having success as a major leaguer right now. And I got some interesting comments on that from some big names out there. The guy that started Driveline, that organization, commented on there, and he said, rarely does it work out for somebody to have a higher OBP than a slugging percentage, which is an interesting comment. But again, we're judging this on a pretty small sample, and I think that there's a presumption that it means that Schanuel's power is not going to grow, and that's where I diverge from everybody else, because this guy was a collegiate this year and he's already pushed up into the major leagues. He's hitting successfully. He's not demonstrating a lot of power, but he has a home run. He's got a professional home run, and he had one in the minors. So I don't think there's a complete wet noodle here. I think the guy has some power. But he clearly has to. That's the key to him unlocking star power. If he gets a little bit more power, if he doesn't, I mean, we're looking at the way that I view it from a comparison perspective is there could be a Will Clark type of hitter here. If we're seeing a little bit of growth in power, but not a tremendous, we're looking more at a Mark Grace sort of profile, who's a very successful major leaguer, and I think that that would be an okay outcome. And I think that that's the problem. That's the argument that I've been having with people is they're saying that that's not acceptable. I guess I don't really know, but I think that is a good outcome uh, for this guy, and definitely worthy of a placement in the top 30 for prospects. So I believe in Nolan Schanuel. I'm giving him my endorsement. I'm saying this is a good player that you need to have your eye on. Yes, there is a key to unlocking his potential, and it's in that power, no doubt.
I think you can make that argument with an on base higher than your slugging when it's at like 350. We're talking about 474. How can you make the argument of 474 compared to 467? That's ludicrous to me. I'm just back. I'm not trying to cause an argument or anything like that, but you can't make that argument anything over 400.
Well, I think they were ignoring their minor
360.
league
That's fine.
stats. I think
Yeah,
they were ignoring their minor league stats. They were just saying based on his professional sample, which his OBP was 402 and his slugging was 330. But we're only talking about 132 plate appearances. It's a
yeah,
really small sample. The guy was in college this year. I want to emphasize that. He played a full season of college ball earlier in the season, you know. So to me, it's like you're making this judgment way too early. Let's see if his slugging percentage is lower than his OBP next year. And if it is, then maybe pitchers stop worrying about being careful around him. Maybe they start challenging him more, I guess. That would be the presumption there is they would challenge him because they think he's not going to hit it very hard anyway. And either he starts hitting for more average and his slugging percentage increases as a result, or he doesn't and he fails to be a successful major leaguer.
sure,
It seems unlikely to me, but possible.
sure.
Yep.
He has a comp of Wade Boggs.
Pretty good comp.
Do you like
good
that comp?
I love that. We've been talking about Wade Boggs all year, man.
He has popped up a lot
Yeah.
this year. We had him in the mustache controversy.
We wanted it to be Wade Meckler,
Yep.
but Nolan Schanuel getting that comp is pretty interesting. I think Schanuel is going to have more power.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to have the Wade Boggs bat necessarily, but he's got a good bat.
There it is, fellas.